Creative Brain Candy, by creators for creators.
You look like you've just seen a ghost.
You were dead.
She was left for dead on the sands of Tatooine, as was I. But fate sometimes steps in to rescue the wretched.
In my case, Boba Fett was that fate. And I am now in his service.
I want my armor back.
It goes against the Mandalorian creed.
The armor was given to my father, Jango, by your forebears. In exchange, I guarantee the safety of the child, as well as your own.
The bounty on your little friend has risen significantly. You can buy 10 suits of armor for the price on its head.
Say we're offering a fair deal under the circumstances.
Welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week we get a treat as we get a well-directed, plot-driven episode that wasn't horribly written as we review Season 2, Episode 6 of The Mandalorian. It's Chapter 14, The Tragedy. But first, he's the obvious clone of the most useless bounty hunter in the universe, since he's not all that useless to my idiot Mandalorian who tries to break through a force field with his head over and over again. It's James. How are you doing, James?
It's actually, this wasn't an episode of The Mandalorian. I want to correct you right off the bat, and I don't mean to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. It's actually pronounced the mariachi mariachi. Yeah, it just, you know what? Robert Rodriguez is a god. Let's move on.
Yeah, he is. And he's the assassin with literal abs of steel. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
Damn straight. I work out.
Yeah, it was working out that gave you the abs of steel.
That took you a while.
Well, we were gobsmacked by your idiocy, and I mean that takes a lot.
Yeah, that smacked me upside the head like a gaffy stick. James, what's going on about CBC this weekend?
I love how you just cut Rob off for whatever bullshit thing he was about to say. I'm just going to keep doing that because it's amazing. Around
dildos.
CBC this, oh my God. Around CBC
there we go. I got you.
Well, it's just because you say the most dumb things all the time. Around CBC this week, December 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on
Twitch.
Something.
Twitch.
We will have a link. We will have a link on creativebraincandy.com. It will be creativebraincandy.com/Crowleys. Don't go there yet.
No, whoa. No, you're a little far. You got a little ahead.
What?
A little ahead. Oh, December 19th. Is that next week? No, we've got something else next week.
Yeah, next week is something different.
Bucko. Jesus, will you let me do my thing, Rob? I don't tell you how to do yours. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I do.
It's 2 weeks. You said next week.
I said December 19th.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you were too busy talking about your rubber dildo. December 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern time, live on Twitch, the Crowleys, Bad Gamers Anonymous, will be giving out their yearly awards for all the video games that anybody gives a shit about, and probably a lot that you don't give a shit about. So look forward to that. We will have special guest presenters, and if you're very lucky, you will have a very special guest acceptance speaker accepting all the awards on behalf of all of the publishers, all of the voice actors, all of the directors, all of the shit they're giving away awards for. It'll probably be funny, and probably only when that guy and the presenters talk.
Way to sell it.
Well, I mean, at least some of it's going to be funny. I wouldn't really count on the host being full of comedy genius.
I hope they blow you away.
I hope they do too. Next week, speaking of genius, comedic genius. Next week, there will be a very special Christmas edition of Brainstorm. That's right, live on YouTube. Are we still doing YouTube?
We're gonna do Twitch on that one too.
Twitch again!
Hey! I'm glad we had a conversation before the show started about government and not about anything related to CBC. Next week on Twitch live, it'll be a very special Christmas edition of Brainstorm where myself, Rob, and Jason all exchanged gifts. Spoiler, Rob gets a rubber dildo. And that's all that's going on around CBC.
That'll go with my fleshlight.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh my God.
Hey, did you say what time next week?
What time is it next week? What time are we going live?
8 o'clock Central.
Hey, that's right. It was
Central.
7, but we had to move it because prima donna Rob has more important shit to do.
I got family shit to do, which is a lot more important than your shit.
Oh, family shit. It's more important than Christmas.
This is
Fudge Round,
Christmas.
you don't even know what the fuck we got you, okay?
You're doing family Christmas on the 19th?
No, it's not. Well, okay.
Do you own a calendar?
Look, it's my aunt's Christmas.
It's a Mayan calendar, and it ended in 2012.
Yeah, my aunt, instead of giving everybody Christmas gifts, just takes us out to eat. And so that is what we're doing. We're doing
So
our
you won't even be
Christmas.
here at 8.
Oh, I will be here at 8. That's why I pushed it.
Wait. She's taking you out to eat during Rona season?
Hell damn straight. Yeah, who cares about Rona? There's a vaccine out there.
Yeah, okay, but if you
have
get the Rona before you get the vaccine, you're still going to get the Rona.
Look, all right. So there
Do you
is
know
a
how
report.
vaccines work?
There is a report out there that Rosario Dawson has signed up for 3 Star Wars movies.
We're just jumping right into the news. He didn't acknowledge. Yeah, I got fucking news this week.
I'm just moving right on.
Podcast 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got news this week, Jason.
Wow,
There,
thanks,
now-
Rob.
now-
What's your first news item?
Well, you want to cut that part that I just
No,
said and just
nope.
move it over.
Nope.
Oh,
nope,
no, this
we're
is
gonna
all
keep it
staying.
in.
forward.
People
That's all
people
staying.
want to know your podcast prowess.
Dude, it's amazing.
It's actually-
Rosario Dawson.
It's a little bit better than his sexual prowess.
A little bit. Rosario Dawson apparently has signed up for 3 Star Wars movies. We'll see where that goes.
Movies?
Movies.
Like made for TV movies or like actual,
Now,
we're going to put
see-
Ahsoka Tano on the fucking big screen.
See, they don't say that. It's just movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be Disney Plus movies or...
Isn't there also a Rogue One prequel with what's his nuts?
Cassian Doom.
Cassian Andor.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, and this is going to be a real small side note. The Arecibo satellite, it done collapsed, and it's like totally screwed down.
Did you watch the
thing.
video?
Yeah, that's massive. That was messed up.
Yeah,
Actually, no, the link I've got isn't going to show a video, but we'll make sure that we got it to you because it came out after I found this one. Anyway, the other thing is, what's her face? Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick is the name of her face.
Anna Kendrick.
She is going to be in
Here comes
a...
another one.
Oh, call me, baby.
There it
You're
is.
so hot.
God.
Oh, my
There it
God.
is. All right.
I will serenade you. You don't have
Oh.
to serenade me. I will sing to you, baby. Oh, Anna Kendrick.
Would you say that she's pitch perfect?
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
no.
No?
No.
Okay.
But
right,
she's
moving
good.
on.
She's still hot. Oh, Anna
Yeah.
Kendrick.
Okay. If you say that fast enough, it sounds like you're saying Anakin.
Anakin Drick.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but is she gonna scissor Ahsoka through space? Because I'll watch.
She
that.
might. She might, because she is going to be
Can we
starring.
call it Scissor Perfect?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Starring in a sci-fi pick called Stowaway that is going to be on Netflix next year.
They should just call it Scissor Me, and I'll watch it.
Yeah, possibly.
What's this about?
Scissor.
On a mission headed to Mars, an unintended stowaway, played by Anderson, that is
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. No, Shamir Anderson. He's from Race and Destroyer, no name person. Accidentally causes severe damage.
Well, I'm sure his mom
Yeah.
would appreciate you saying he's a no-name person. That's
Look,
fantastic.
his mom doesn't listen to this show, so it
Are
doesn't
you
matter.
sure? Are you 100% sure
She
she
might.
doesn't
I'm pretty
listen
sure.
to this show?
I'm pretty
Like,
sure.
if she does listen to it, I mean, guess what?
I'm
Now
sorry.
we'll never get him on as a guest. Congratulations,
Mrs.
Rob. You fucked that up.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Anderson. Please accept my sincerest, humble apologies.
Yeah, that sounds sincere.
Anyway, he accidentally causes severe damage to the spaceship's life support systems. Facing dwindling resources and a potentially grim outcome, a medical researcher, played by Kendrick, emerges as the only dissenting voice against the clinical logic of both her commander, played by Toni Collette, and the ship's biologist, played by Daniel Day Kim.
Wait, are they both male?
I don't know.
Well, if they are, I mean, then it's going to be female.
No,
power.
Toni
Right.
Collette. Toni Collette is a.
Why don't
actress.
Toni is one of those?
It's with
one
an
of those
I.
names. Okay, there you go.
It's with an I. Toni.
Well,
Collette.
you should say Toni with an I then.
Oh, Toni Collette with an I. She is an Australian.
There's no
actress.
I in Colette.
Fuck off. God damn.
There
Anyway,
could be an I in Colette. It could be silent.
Is it silent? Like
it's a
the
silent
T?
I. It's a silent I. Yeah, that sounds good. But so that's coming to Netflix next year.
It sounds mildly dull.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No
it's got
scissoring.
Andrew Kendrick. Maybe there'll be a little bit of lightheartedness in there, or it'd be interesting to see her in a serious movie.
I've
Is she
seen
gonna
her in a
sing?
few serious movies.
Yeah, they're few
not
and
are
far
they Christmas
between.
related?
Yeah.
No, God, I tried to watch that Christmas movie with her in it on Disney Plus last
Yeah.
year. Oh,
Yeah.
that was awful.
Yeah.
Noelle,
What
I
was
think is
it?
what it was called.
No,
that was
Noelle.
hard
She's
to
not
get
hot
through.
enough to pull that off. I mean, she's hot. She's just not hot enough to pull that off.
Well, I mean, the movie was just shit. I couldn't get through it.
I can watch a hot chick in a shit movie.
Well, yeah, you just turn off the sound and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't one of those movies where I could just do that and be like, all right, well, whatever.
what else you got, Rob?
Another quick one. The Hawkeye Disney Plus Hawkeye show has started filming, and surprise, Haley Steinfeld is actually in it. That was like the worst kept secret ever.
As Hawkeye?
No, as Hawkeye,
Yeah, that's Hawkeye.
as
Yeah.
Kate Bishop,
Okay.
Jesus
Hawkeye's
Christ.
replacement.
Yeah.
So that's officially underway, and I think it's slated for the end of 2021. Maybe, I don't know. Not sure. It's supposed to hit in 2021, but with the Rona, who knows?
Yeah, it won't be in movie theaters. So
Well, I mean,
whatever.
Well,
if
it
they're
was
filming
never
it
going to
now.
be in movie theaters.
If they're filming it now, it should hit in
Movie
2021.
theaters.
It should, but we'll see. Falcon Winter Soldier was supposed to hit, and they're still having to film. It was supposed to hit this year, and WandaVision, which they promised would be before the end of the year, they're running out of weekends.
Well, they're going to break their promise. It's not going to come until 2021, right? They've already announced that.
Did they?
I'm pretty
Did they
sure they
announce-
announced
I
that
thought-
WandaVision wasn't going to hit until next year.
Oh, okay. I thought they had talked about it coming out in time for this, but I quit looking at Disney Plus news because it was just making me sad with all these Marvel things that kept getting pushed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not getting anything Marvel related in 2020.
Oh, probably not.
So,
Probably not.
all right. Anything else?
And then I've got one last thing, and this is because Crowley took a shit. Oh
my God.
We do all our news research while we take shits. There is an artist group out there claiming responsibility for the alien monoliths. Take it away, Crowley.
Wait.
Yeah.
How is it an alien monolith if terrestrial artists are taking
let me
credit?
Ask something. No, let me ask something, Jason. Let me just step in here and let me ask you a question. What's more plausible here? A group of no-name artists that literally nobody knew about taking credit for something that they put in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like literally the middle of fucking nowhere. Or aliens put it there. Which one's more plausible?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Whenever you say it like
Aliens.
that, it's got to be
Aliens.
the fucking aliens, right?
Well, it has to be. right.
I'm not saying aliens, but
Well, look, this is
Aliens.
just like when terrorists take advantage of a gasoline explosion in a warehouse full of gasoline. They go, oh, no, we did it. No, they didn't do it. It was an accident. This is these guys trying to get some kind of fame from aliens leaving a fucking monolith in the fucking Utah desert. That is literally what happened, guys. I am telling you 100%. The Pentagon has leaked. There have been leaks of fucking aircraft, unidentified flying objects. What do they call it now? UAEs, unidentified aerial whatevers.
encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
aerial
and,
encounter.
and they're like, and they have said in the notes that have leaked from the Pentagon that they've said this is alien technology.
Oh, they did not say alien
They
technology.
did. They absolutely did. They said this is non-human technology.
What? I'm gonna need to see proof of that.
Look it up.
I'm not
Google it. Research
it
on the
up.
fly or whatever.
You're the one making extraordinary
Then you don't want
claims.
That's not an extraordinary claim. It's out there. It was leaked this week. I'm telling you.
Look, if
it's
you don't
aliens.
If you don't have,
okay,
if you don't want to look
something
it up,
leaked
Jason,
from
then,
coast to coast is not a leak.
That's not from coast to coast. I'm telling you, it was picked up on national news. It made it on Barstool Sports.
For God's sake!
Oh, jeez.
Look. Just because you want to keep your head in the sand, Jason, doesn't mean that I need to let our listeners keep their head in the sand. Keep your head on a fucking swivel, people.
You're right.
The
I am
fucking Martians are coming.
The paragon of news organizations, Barstool Sports. If they say it, it must be true.
El Presidente would not let something like that just go out unfounded.
Oh, gee. Who's ready for a pod crawl?
Please.
Let's do this.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
On the way to Tython, Din decides he wants to roleplay as a high school girl for a bit and say Grogu as many times as possible while giggling. Once they reach the planet, they immediately spot the ancient Jedi temple that looks less like a temple and more like the leftovers from a Game of Thrones set. He has to land some distance away since there isn't room near the ruins, but thanks to jetpack technology they skip the hike up the mountain. Din sits Baby Yoda on the central ruin boob and tells him to do some of that magic Jedi shit when another ship, one that heralds the most useless bounty hunter in the universe's return to the show, arrives. Slave 1 lands and out pops Boba and Fennec, yeah, that Fennec, the one who was very dead the last time we saw her. Boba fixed her up with magic Boba powers, and all he wants is his armor back. Din isn't giving the armor to some stranger, who piggybacks off the accomplishments of others, and is just about to start dealing out Mando justice, when an Imperial dropship shows up loaded with stormtroopers. They all come to a quick deal to protect Baby Yoda. Din heads back up to the ruins, running this time, instead of jetting because Boba is super scared of his jetpack, and made him take it off for plot reasons later, and Fennec and Boba mow through plastic armored goons like Rob through a fudge round. Baby Yoda has activated the Jedi phone booth, and is making a long-distance call, when Din arrives, and tries to pick him up. However, the force field surrounding Baby Yoda, is having none of that shit, and throws Din to his ass. Din being Din, he decides that trying a different approach would be foolish, so he tries the exact same thing, only harder, and gets knocked the fuck out for his efforts. Meanwhile, Boba has channeled his inner John Wick, and is straight up annihilating stormtroopers like they killed his dog, proving that this really isn't Boba, and must be a clone or something. Another Imperial dropship shows up with another load of minions, and Boba slinks off to the Razor Crest to grab his armor. Din gives up on grabbing Baby Yoda, and heads back down to deal with the second wave with Fennec. A lot of shooting, getting shot, and a boulder later, Boba arrives and fires his knee guns, which frightens the stormtroopers so much they retreat. However, Moff Gideon traveled all this way to grab a Baby Yoda, and he's going to get what he wants. He sends down 4 dark troopers to snatch Baby Yoda, and jet back up to his ship, which seems like a gross waste of resources as that's all they do. Boba tracks them back up in Slave 1, and Gideon sends Din a thank you gift of a turbo laser blast to the Razor Crest, obliterating its save for Baby Yoda's favorite toy and the Beskar Spear. Boba returns and shows Din his birth certificate to prove he can keep the armor. Baby Yoda tosses stormtroopers around and chokes them out in the cutest homicidal rage scene ever, and rolled in recruiting Marshal Kara to bring back Mayfield, because reasons, credits.
All right, so we actually
before we get started, I wanted to clarify something. I figured it out. I thought about it from our last episode when I said that the sabers looked clunky. I figured out what it is. So in the prequels and in the Clone Wars and all that, you have the Jedis that, you know, they're fast and flashy with their saber battles and that kind of stuff. And what threw me off was the fact that Ahsoka in The Mandalorian had a pacing that seemed more like episode 4 through 6. You know, it looked like she was a little boy playing with swords as far as training goes, and not necessarily being trained by the Jedi in different saber techniques. And that's what was throwing me off. I finally putting my finger on it when I.
It wasn't the way it was directed, because I'm fairly confident it was the way it was directed.
Well, it's probably also the way it was directed,
Yeah,
but
like
the way it was directed made it look like that, and that's what had a disconnect for me. Is it reminded me more of Luke playing with the saber in 4, 5, and 6, because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. It was just playing laser swords.
Speaking of that, they did make the joke in this episode that you'll put your eye out with that thing.
They did. That was good.
So,
yeah, that was a nice little Christmas story reference.
That's not a Christmas story. That was from episode 4 when he looked straight at it.
Yeah, he did look right at it. He looked down the thing like they could just go right through his fucking skull.
Yeah.
But it was also a Christmas story reference.
It was. Yeah. Okay. Move on.
No, this show was weird. This show was not well written. This show was masterfully directed. This show was not well written.
Come on.
How was this show well written?
Explain to me how it wasn't. I don't have to you can't defend your position by saying defend my position. I'm asking you how this show was not well written.
There were a ton of fucking retcons in this show.
Like
the armor that Boba Fett had is now suddenly Beskar and not Durasteel. That Jango is now a Mandalorian.
Whoa. Let's back up a second. I'm going to ask a legitimate question here. Who the fuck cares? Who cares?
And that they, where was it established though in the shows?
But that's just it. I don't give a shit. And guess what? Like, if you do give a shit that they retcon Durasteel into Beskar, like, maybe get a fucking life. Like, I like Star Wars. Like, I got a ton of Star Wars shit. All right. But if, like, that's what you're focusing on, like, you're just, look, I am
you wanted examples, and
show.
now you're going to interrupt every example that I give you instead of.
Yeah.
You wanted examples, and now you're picking one small example.
Well,
I was giving you a train of thought.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, keep going on how I'm a shitty fucking fan because they retcon something.
You're a shitty fucking fan. I'm saying you're going over the top.
No, I'm not going over the top. This is a fucking.
I am as critical of this series as anything else.
But this is a pattern of writing that we've seen the entire fucking season, and now you're isolating this one show away from the rest of the fucking season because you happen to think that it's better than all the rest of the shows and want to defend it.
It is better than all the other shows.
Better than all the rest of the shows, but it still has its fucking flaws.
But where in the movies did it ever say that it was Beskar? Durasteel.
Yeah.
Durasteel.
Okay, we're not talking. You don't have to just go off of the movies, but it has been established.
But that's where the majority of the fans.
And you have to go off of canon. Was there anything in canon? If there was a comic or something that's considered canon, great. But I mean, as far as I know, we know it's Durasteel from what's considered Legends.
No, I think it was
Legends
established.
Stuff.
It's been established in new canon that it was Durasteel as well.
Okay.
I would have
if it has, great. But I didn't know. We just assumed
and most people
Durasteel from.
Yeah, I think everybody who watches the show just assumes that it's Beskar.
Yeah,
but it's also been established in current canon it was mentioned that Jango and Boba weren't actual Mandalorians, but now that they are.
Oh, yeah. No, look, yeah, this show has all kinds of issues like that, but it's had issues like that throughout. At this point, if you're still invested in this show, like, you've got to kind of turn that off a little bit and be like, okay, so like what can, like, if I'm going to be overly critical, I'll be overly critical about things that deserve that criticism. I'm
like
not 100%
Boba Fett suddenly becoming a badass.
Okay, but I knew you were going to bring that up. So let's just shift to that. Everyone has always assumed since episode 5 that Boba's a badass when Vader looks at him and goes, "No disintegrations." Right? Everyone just goes, okay, so he's a bounty hunter, but he's a bounty hunter that plays by his own rules. Like, everyone makes that connection. I don't give two fucks about Legends. I don't give two fucks about canon that hasn't been on the small screen or the big screen. I just don't give a shit. I'm not that fan. And I don't think the majority of fans are that fan. I think that there's a part of that fandom that is that fan, and that's the part of the fandom that fights among themselves and really turns most people off to the fandom.
Okay, so what's your point? Because Boba Fett has shown absolutely no prolific...
I don't disagree. But here's the thing. Robert Rodriguez, in directing this,
is awesome.
And Favreau, in writing this, said, let's make Boba Fett who all the fans wanted him to be, and not the inept fucko that got fucking eaten and digested on accident from a fucking disabled Han Solo. Like, let's make it very clear that a handicapped individual got very lucky in doing that to Boba Fett. And honestly, I'll put that shit writing for Boba Fett on George Lucas, because that's shit writing. To take
Lucas didn't write that one.
Who wrote Return of the Jedi? He certainly signed off on it.
Return of the Jedi was written, I mean, Lucas had story ideas for it, but the actual script was written by somebody else. Let me look that up.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I mean, at the end of the day, Lucas signed off on it, and it's just shit storytelling. I don't, like, if that's the weakest of
Lawrence
all of
Kasdan.
Okay, well, Lawrence Kasdan, that's shit writing. If you're the one who wrote Boba Fett gets fucking hit by a blind Han Solo on accident and dies because of it, you're a shit storyteller. And honestly, Return of the Jedi is the weakest of the trilogy. In fact, I put 7 in my ultimate list above Return of the Jedi. And I did that for a reason, because Return of the Jedi is really not that strong.
No, it's not. It's the weakest of the original trilogy. So
we get to see now what everybody's always wanted to see, and that's Boba Fett kick ass. And look, we've all been to conventions. We've been to the Comic-Cons, we've been to Star Wars Celebration, and we have all seen middle-aged men fucking shimmy their body, like just greased up with fucking butter or cocoa butter or Crisco or whatever it was, to squeeze their fat asses into a Boba Fett fucking costume. And now we get to see the guy who played Boba Fett do the same thing. We're used to seeing middle-aged men in Boba Fett costumes, like just kind of puffing out of the sides. Like, what do they call it? Muffin topping?
Yeah, muffin top. Yeah.
All right. So we're all used to that. And so they kind of made fun of that, which I think is great. But then we can see him kick some fucking ass with a fucking, what'd you call it? A gaffy stick?
Gaffy stick. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Who the hell knew he had guns in his kneecaps?
Yeah,
right.
Nobody did. I don't give a shit. This is like fucking, this is like the mariachi, where you fucking start pulling guns out of fucking guitar cases and bullshit. Fuck yeah. Like, let's just let Robert Rodriguez and fucking Jon Favreau go fucking town on this fucking thing. Like, get Filoni the fuck out of there and let these two just do their shit, and let's turn this into an action adventure thing. And I'm 100% for it.
Yeah, I would be too if it was season 1 Favreau writing, but season 2 Favreau kind of sucks.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, but look, this season has been shit, and I'll stand behind that. I 100% will. And everyone knew that at the closer we got to the end of the season, things were going to start picking up. But I don't think I anticipated it to pick up like it has in this episode.
No,
like,
I mean, I think
it was really, really good.
I think the bar has been set so low for the first episodes of this season that we get an actual, not great, but good episode. It could have been great if the writing were better, but a good episode thanks to Robert Rodriguez's just masterful fucking directing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And now we're like, all right, Mandalorian's back, but I don't think it's back. I mean, there's still such fucking weak writing in this, and I'll tell you why. First, why didn't Boba Fett just take his fucking armor from Cobb Vanth? I mean, they've established that Boba Fett is just fucking John Wick on Tatooine in this episode.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just kick the shit out of fucking Cobb Vanth and take his fucking armor then?
That's a good question.
So inconsistent writing there.
Know.
Second, where did fucking Fennec come from? And is she a droid now?
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Or does Boba Fett just know how to,
She was scissoring 3-way with Ahsoka Tano. All right.
She is not.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm so glad she's back. She's so fucking hot. I don't care. Like, there are things that I am willing to turn my brain off and just accept. And she is one of them. I accept her as she is. Come to me, baby. Oh, come to me.
Ming, we accept you.
So if the show were just nothing but scantily clad women scissoring through space and it just happened to be written and directed by Filoni, you would be okay with that?
Probably not.
That seems to be your criteria for a good show at this point.
Maybe we should find out.
It depends. Maybe. Let's find out.
Filoni?
Yeah, do it, man. Take your fucking hat off. All right? Be a man for a minute. Take your stupid fucking hat off and let's write a Star Wars porn. Let me watch it and I'll tell you if it's good or not. I'll watch it.
If it's scissoring through space, though.
Whatever. Right. But my guess is Filoni won't do that. It would be shit. I wouldn't want to watch it. The plot would be like, he would be one of those guys that'd be like, plot doesn't matter. Just fuck. Like, plot matters in porn. I'm sorry. Plot matters in porn. Hashtag plot matters.
It does. No. One of the other things that really pissed me off about this episode is they're bringing Mayfield back. Why?
I knew that was going to piss you off. You're just salty because that's an episode you didn't fucking like last season, and both Rob and I liked it.
No, that's not why I'm salty. I don't think
they're bringing him back.
He needs
to bust
people.
in.
Yeah,
he needs to bust
people.
into an Imperial thing, and he was ex-Imperial, not one of them dumbass stormtroopers. He was a sniper.
Yeah,
elite.
Yeah, don't compare him to a fucking stormtrooper.
Don't you dare do it.
Why would he know how to break into someplace just because he was an Imperial?
I don't know.
They broke into a fucking Republic prison. Duh.
Train of thought.
It wasn't him that broke into the prison. He was just the trigger guy.
Doesn't matter. He's a badass. They established and he just doesn't give a shit. Is he really? He will kill indiscriminately. So if you're going to have a guy that kills indiscriminately, put him on a fucking Empire Star Cruiser and let him fucking go to town.
But he doesn't like the Mandalorian. Why is he bringing somebody into his crew who he knows is going to shoot him in the fucking back the first chance he gets?
He can take him. That's why. God. That's why. I mean, this isn't hard to figure out. He took him down the first time. He can take him down the second time, but he needs him.
He doesn't need him.
And as a bounty hunter, he absolutely does.
He doesn't. What does he need him for?
To go in and just start killing fucking
He can find somebody else who can shoot good.
So can this guy. Like, you're not seeing the bigger picture here. If I'm putting a crew together for a fucking heist, that's the first guy I'm going after.
Why?
Because I know him.
Because I know I can take him, and I know what he's going to do. He's predictable, and I know I can use him. He is a fucking tool in my tool belt. And when I'm done with the tool, I'll put him down like a dog.
So you're going to introduce...
Yeah, or a bandolier. Yeah.
You're going to introduce unneeded risk into your complicated scheme.
100%. It is a needed risk.
It is not a needed risk.
Who's he going to take? Fucking Chubbs?
He can find somebody else who can shoot well.
Chubbs only has one hand. He's like the fucking drummer from Def Leppard. You don't take that guy on fucking tour. You get Lars fucking Ulrich.
Oh my God. You're such a dork.
Wow.
I'll just say, if you have the option of Lars Ulrich or the drummer from Def Leppard that only has one arm, you take Lars fucking Ulrich. It doesn't matter that he's a shit drummer.
The fucking Def Leppard drummer is fucking awesome for only having one arm.
I'm not taking anything away from him, but if we're gonna have a drum off, I'm taking Lars Ulrich.
I think if you take the double kick from Lars Ulrich, he's mediocre at best. But
and this has been our episode of Rock Stars in Space.
No, the writing was it could have been tighter. The writing was inconsistent like it has been all season. Now, probably not as inconsistent as some of the previous episodes, but it still just wasn't great. Now, I will give it to them. This was a plot-driven episode, and I really enjoyed that. They actually moved the plot forward. It was very plot-focused. It wasn't Din going off on fucking, his sixth quest of the season.
Now, do you think he went straight from Ahsoka to this planet, or do you think he had a stop by of like at Tatooine or something?
No, I think he went straight
you sure? Because it seems like he always goes to Tatooine every other planet.
Well, he went back. He did go back to Tatooine. No, that was
That's what I'm
Navarro.
saying.
That was Navarro.
No, well, yeah, he went to Navarro at the end. But
but
he goes to Tatooine every other
No,
mission.
Tatooine came to him and Boba Fett.
Right.
Oh,
here's my issue.
Gotcha.
Here's like if you're going to talk about
He brought
issues with this
sand
show,
and everything.
my issue is that you have the Mandalorian who has been written to be very smart in situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a pretty brilliant tactician. He's able to handle himself well, and instead of handling himself well this episode, he literally runs into a brick wall several times.
Yes.
So
that was another point that I was going to make.
Okay, so for that, I think he is softening up, and he's got a blind spot when it comes to Baby Yoda.
He
I am
obviously
not saying Grogu,
but they could have done this.
Shit, I just said Grogu.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
Damn
word
it.
either. But here's the thing: they could have done that with the way they did it in the end of the episode, without him literally running into a brick wall 17 times until he got knocked the fuck out. Like that, you do it the way you did it at the end of the episode, where he's going through the wreckage and he finds that little ball. Everybody knew he was going to find that little ball, and he has that moment, and he puts it in his pocket, and he's a little choked up. And then he finds that's how you do it. There was zero reason for him to do what he did.
Right.
By running into that's shitty writing, and that's on Favreau because he wrote this episode.
And is that ball made of Beskar? I mean, the entire fucking ship was vaporized except for the Beskar shield and that ball.
Look, we're dealing with science
Spear,
fiction,
not shield.
Right? We're dealing with a science fiction show where sometimes you just have to turn your brain off. I don't think there's any science fiction that's ever been written that you don't have to turn your brain off for something. This is one of those things, and you do it. It's a plot device.
No, I
and you
get
just
that.
You just go, okay, well, this is what it was. It's much better than running into a force field 87 times. It gets larger the more I talk about it. It went from 7 to 13. We're up to 87. The next time I say it's going to be 112 times he ran into this fucking bridge. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. That's literally probably the only issue that I had with this. And that Ming didn't lift her shirt all the way up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I wanted to see how far that robot ab went.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, I do
her
too. Is she now
robot?
just a total robot? I mean, she seemed really subservient to Boba Fett. And that seems unlike her character that we saw in chapter 5, where she was, pretty independent, sure of herself.
Did you see-
shame?
Did
Don't
you
kink
see?
shame.
Did you see the size of his gaffy stick?
Yeah, don't kink
Man.
shame, man. She saw that. She went, I'll do whatever the fuck you tell me to, baby.
So I'm wondering, is she, a droid now?
If she is, she better be a sex droid. What?
Jeez.
Scissoring through space.
Scissoring through space. Let's go. Filoni, do it.
You've got scissoring. I mean, just
Yeah,
What do
him.
you think his Christmas present is that I?
It better be fucking like
pair
It's
of
gonna be a pair of
scissors.
scissors.
Well,
It's
that's
gonna be a pair of
stupid.
scissors.
Better not be. It better be like fucking a video of just scissoring. I don't know.
Scissoring video.
Yeah, I don't know.
why do you think
When
they
am I
got
getting
rid of
here?
the
I
Razor
have-
Crest?
I've had Jason's
Because they kept saying it. Because they kept saying
Like
it was
a
a piece
year.
of shit. Yeah.
Like I don't have Rob's yet. I got Jason sitting here. It's been sitting here for 12 months.
Yours is coming this week.
Yeah, I don't have Rob's yet either.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it's coming this week. Look,
both of you have the one I send you.
Yeah,
I have.
the one
I
that
had
yours-
some.
Yeah,
I had some issues. All right,
without a
got it
doubt. Without a doubt.
and technically, Crowley, I've had yours since last month. You just don't get it until
that's true.
I tell you.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. Hey, whatever, man. Like it's all
Yeah.
about it's about giving, not receiving.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna receive it all right.
Oh my God, that sounded.
Christ. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't want it now.
Yeah.
Never mind. Return to sender.
Return it. It's too bad.
Can I just put return to sender with extreme prejudice on the box and
Mm,
ship it back?
sure.
All right.
No, why do you think they got rid of the Razor Crest?
Because they'd been bitching about it for, people have been saying it was a piece of junk forever.
Yeah, but I don't think Filoni Favreau wrote it in there just because people were bitching, because supposedly these
Yeah, I
were
don't
all
think
written
so either.
last year.
Yeah. I don't think that's the case.
No. I'm saying characters were bitching that it was a piece of junk. It was a flying piece of junk. Can't believe
Okay,
it.
but where's he going to get the money for a new one? Honestly, I think he'll probably end up stealing an Imperial.
He's going to see. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He's going to steal some sort of Imperial, like probably like a troop transport or something.
Or do you think Fett gives him
shitty
Slave
writing.
1?
I was just going to say
it better
shitty
not
writers
be.
would give him Slave 1.
Oh, it better not.
Yeah, I don't want to see Slave 1.
But that's fan service. That would be 100% fan service where, look, they've already squeezed Boba Fett's fat ass into his fucking armor. So I have a feeling that they're going to give him Slave 1.
I hope not. I hope Fett says, here, take Slave 1, and Mando goes, fuck you. But who knows? Or,
I mean, she is pretty subservient, so maybe he means take Slave 1, and he's talking about Ming.
No, she's
that's
Slave 2.
Yeah.
Slave 2. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Maybe Fett ends up joining them on this crazy ass thing. He dies for good, and his last dying wish is that Mando takes Slave 1. Go get the kid.
You know what? If they kill off Boba Fett, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I would be too.
Well, we know it might not happen, seeing as they.
If anything's going to kill off Boba Fett, though, it's going to be fucking high cholesterol. So let's talk.
High cholesterol or a
I want to go
a heart stent or something.
I want to go full shitty Star Wars podcast here for just a minute.
Bring it.
What Jedi will find our young baby Yoda?
No, for fuck's sake. I don't know.
What's his face from Rebels?
Okay, so there are a couple of options. Yeah, Ezra Bridger's one of them.
Yeah.
The other, Luke Skywalker's one of them.
He makes a cameo in this. That would be stupid.
Luke Skywalker's one. I mean, there are others. I don't remember off the top of my. The one from the video game that should have got a lot of awards.
Oh,
but
Cal.
Because of
Cal. Yeah, because he's looking for people.
Right.
Or it could have been what's her face that's training Cal now.
Yep. That used to be a Jedi. Yep.
So
no, she wouldn't have known because she cut herself off of the Force.
But she reestablished herself with the Force in the game, right?
Did she? Oh, that's right. She did at the very, very end.
All right. So here's what I want to see. I want to see it be Cal. And I'll tell you why. Number one, the voice actor who voiced him is an actual physical actor.
Right.
He played the Joker on Gotham for several seasons.
Right. Who I hope acts better than he does presentations.
Right. Yeah. The presentation at fucking Celebration was shit. But so I want it to be that guy. I really do. And and then Baby Yoda's like, nah, fuck it. Like, I'm going to stay here and learn the ways of the Mandalorian because this is the way. And then they go off, but that's a cool little thing. What I don't want to see, but what we will probably get is CGI Luke Skywalker.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I think they'll go full shitty. They've already done it how many times? Fucking putting Grand Moff Tarkin's face up there in Rogue One, Leia's face in Rogue One, fucking Leia's. Like they've already done that bullshit. I'm telling you, they're going to do it with Luke Skywalker, and that's who we're going to get.
Yeah, I don't want to see Luke Skywalker in this show.
That's what you're going to get. Sorry.
I mean, it's bad enough that, really, Boba Fett fucking stole this episode. I have to hand it to them. They made Boba Fett into an interesting fucking character, and I think that pisses me off more than anything else in this fucking episode.
You're just mad that you've had a fucking you've had your presuppositions challenged about Boba Fett.
Yes, that's because it's so inconsistent with everything that he's shown up to this point.
But here's the thing about this show, and I hate to say it because I loved the first season, but the second season has been nothing but fan service.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it's been from episode 1.
There was a little bit of fan service in the first season, but
not
it wasn't
nearly
much.
to this extent.
Yeah.
This has been nothing but fan service. So my guesses are Luke Skywalker, fucking Mando gets Slave 1, Boba Fett's going to be his friend and be around next season. It's going to turn into a bullshit show, and it probably won't last past 3 seasons. I get it. I'm in the minority. I'm in a couple of dad groups on Facebook, and these guys go fucking nuts for this show. This show's so great. This show's so great. I'm on a cigar Discord. Oh yeah. I'm on a cigar Discord club, And these guys are like, Mandalorian, such a great show. I'm like, season 2 is weak as fuck. And they're like, you're just a hater. It's just, I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. It's just shit.
Yeah.
It's shit writing. It is lazy writing. It's poor pacing and it's fan service. That's all. But they love it. They fucking love it.
Can they say why?
I get it that I'm in the minority. They don't have a reason, Jason. I can tear it apart and they're like, you're just wrong. I'm like, well, that's maybe I am. Maybe I am wrong, but tell me why I'm wrong. And they can't. They just don't. They enjoy it. And I'm not trying to take, if you enjoy this show, more power to you. Like, I'm glad you're able to just be like that automaton that can fucking turn their brain off and just swallows whatever piece of shit garbage the media gives you. I'm very, like, ignorance is truly bliss. And congratulations on your ignorance. Like, Rob is probably the happiest guy on the planet. I'm not.
I am. I've been watching Scissoring Through Space.
I am not that guy. I am not the guy that can look at this and go, oh my God, it's Bob for the jerk off. Oh my God, it's so good. Oh my God, I want to see Luke Scott. Not that guy. I don't. Number one, Star Wars is just oversaturated again. Like, it was oversaturated at the turn of the century. It's oversaturated 20 years later now. We need a break from it.
But really it isn't. I mean, this is the only Star Wars thing out there right now. Right now, but we just got done with 3 prequels that literally divided the fandom. Well, because the prequels weren't that good.
Well, they weren't.
I mean, you talk about inconsistent writing. Those fucking things were a fucking case study in inconsistent writing.
Right, but then there's a video game, and it's a franchise. And there's a new Star Wars video game all the time. Every couple of years, there's a new one. For like the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It's saturated. I get that it's a pop culture thing. I get it. I totally understand it. But if we're going to do this, if we as a society, as a culture are going to go, you know what? We like Star Wars. We want to see it hang around and we want to have it all the time. Let's get some new shit in there. And this isn't bringing back old shit. Isn't the same thing as giving us new shit.
Well, they're about to bring in some new shit with the High Republic.
Yeah, the High Republic. That's what I was going to ask is, do you think this High Republic, what is it? It's a comic right now.
No, they're books.
You think that's books? Are they going to spawn some shows, not necessarily based off of the books, but based off of that time period?
The only thing that I want to see from all the legends
is Revan.
Is Revan. That's it. That's all I want to see. So that's the only fan service, quote unquote, thing that I want to see. And I don't care if they stay true to Knights of the Old Republic or not. Like, just give me Revan. Give me that character who walks that line, but make it interesting and don't make it kid showish. I don't need a fucking baby Yoda in that goddamn show.
Well, again,
I just need Revan fucking shit up.
Yeah, I don't think we are the target demographic for The Mandalorian. I've said it before, and I still stick with that statement.
But that's the problem. I don't disagree, but I think that's the problem, is that we're not. But then those of us that aren't the target demographic continue to feed on it. And it's just, we keep putting it back into the machine because we're feeding it. And it's just this cycle of never ending shit. And that's why I'm just so over Star Wars. I really am. I have all this memorabilia. I have all this great stuff. I'm a huge fan of Darth Vader. I'm tired of it. I'm literally just over it because The Mandalorian's that last nail in the coffin for me. Like the sequels, just, it was too much. The video games are usually miss. Every once in a while, you'll get a hit like Fallen Order.
And Fallen Order was, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't great.
No, but the story was interesting.
It was.
It was an intriguing
It's just like
story.
the Iden Versio story from Battlefront 2. Was that where we got Iden Versio?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't play Battlefront.
But that's where, I don't even remember what it was, but she was a pilot. And then she went from Empire. Like, it's okay to play in that sandbox. It's okay to play in that time between movies, right? It's okay to play in that time because it's such an interesting time where the New Republic comes to power and the Empire goes down. It's a great sandbox to play in. And I think you can do a show that appeals to both kids and to adults, and you can target both audiences. I think there's a way to do that. Now, is it going to be a show that 8, 9-year-olds should watch? Probably fucking not. But you know what? you have to grow with your audience. Like, you just have to. And there are some franchises that can do that. Star Wars apparently is not. And I get Disney owns that, but Disney made a conscious effort with Frozen 2 to grow with their audience. Why can't they do that here?
Yeah.
Why can't they do that with Star Wars?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the problem is that they want to keep this kid friendly, and I guess the majority of the fandom is looking for something more mature, but Disney as a company just isn't that type of company.
They're in the kid business.
They are in the kid business, but they've expanded their.
Well, it's true with Marvels and that kind of stuff, but
yeah,
that's
you
Marvel.
Can't tell
that's
me
not
Iron Man is as a character is kid friendly.
Well, no, but that was before Disney grabbed him, and that's Marvel. That's not Disney.
Right. But
this is
so you
Star
can't
Wars.
tell me that snapping your fingers and wiping out half the fucking known universe is kid friendly.
No, it's not. But that's what I'm saying is Star Wars, Disney acquired Star Wars first, and Star Wars, Lucasfilm was kind of kid-centric to a point. Now, their novels and their comics did deal with more mature subject matter, but the movies were very, very focused on, kids and young adult, right? So when Disney acquired
sold the toys, that's what
to
it
a
was
point,
focused
to a
on.
point, yeah. I mean, and toys sell, sure, but when Disney acquired Lucasfilm and acquired Star Wars, they basically shelved all of the Legend stuff, which contained all of the more mature subject matter, the more in-depth storylines, the broader universe, right? So they basically doubled down on creating stories for kids and young adults. And a lot of that probably is merchandise, because I guarantee you Disney doesn't do anything without considering the sales potential of everything they fucking do, as do every mega corporation. I mean, it's all about the bottom line, the profits, and keeping the stockholders happy. So I think that we're not going to get the more mature subject matter, the more in-depth stories, the overarching plot lines that we're looking for, as long as Disney owns this and as long as they see Star Wars as a kid and young adult franchise. Now, Marvel has never been that kind of franchise, and you have to understand there's two different people that work these groups. I mean, you got Kathleen Kennedy on one hand, who's over the Star Wars franchise. You've got Feige over the Marvel franchise, and they come from two different thoughts. Marvel has always been a more mature subject matter. They've always catered more towards teenagers and adult storylines. So I don't think Star Wars is going to go the way that Marvel has gone.
I don't think so either. But I think there's a way to treat the Star Wars universe and the Star Wars fans as more than just mindless idiots that will consume whatever garbage they shit out.
But that's what mega corporations do. Maybe.
I don't think that's I don't think that's the case with every mega corporation. And I think if you look at Rogue One, that's not kid friendly. I don't give a fuck who you are. That does not have a happy ending.
Oh, that was dark.
Not kid friendly in the least. And people loved it. And then they went the opposite direction with the Solo movie. And it was shit. It was absolute shit. So there's a saying, you go woke, you go broke. It's the same kind of thing. Like you have to walk that line, and you have to make all of the fandom as happy as you can. And this just isn't making me happy this season, because it went full on fan service and full on, we're going to make kids love this, and we're going to give nostalgia like front and center. Yeah, pretty much. Like we're going to put it in our mouth, and we're going to go full Rob on a fudge round with this motherfucker. And it's just, it doesn't work for me.
That's a good time.
It never works for me. It just doesn't. And I think that I really hope that somebody somewhere other than myself is going, this is shit, guys. We've got to stop. I don't want any more Star Wars bullshit. I really don't. I know for a fact that one of my gifts that my daughter got me for Christmas is like some kind of baby Yoda thing. I don't want to give them any more money. It's bad enough. Like we talk about how this isn't like they're not targeting kids, but you go to Disney World, they have a whole fucking land dedicated to adults spending a shit ton of money in their park on Star Wars. That's
I don't know that
geared towards kids.
I don't know that Galaxy's Edge is geared towards adults, though.
Oh, well, it is. And it does a lot of fan service, but it doesn't talk down to the fans. It brings them into part of the story. It makes them feel like they're actually there.
Sure.
Does a lot of good things. You've been there. I've been there.
Sure.
It's fantastic. I want to go again when they open up this resort where it's like a 3-day experience where you're on a starship. Fuck yeah, I'm going to spend the money and I'm going to go.
Oh, yeah. If I have the money, I'm definitely doing it. But
yeah, like I'm doing it, but I don't.
If you have the money, can you send me?
No.
Damn.
No. But I mean, if Ming wants to come,
we could do a special
or
on
Rosario
location
Dawson.
Satis episode.
No, if Rosario Dawson wants
Do it
to
for
come,
Satis.
Ask them out. She could be on Satis.
Look, I
she
tell
can
you
be
what.
on Satis.
Rob, you get Ming Na Wen and Rosario Dawson to do it with us, and we'll bring you along.
Yeah, done.
Damn,
I'll even pay your way, Rob.
that's a high price.
Yeah, it won't happen.
All right,
that's why
done.
we're agreeing to it.
Do
now.
they have to scissor or
No.
can they just show
No,
up?
they don't.
God damn it. Fine, they don't have to scissor. If you throw Katie Sackhoff into the mix, like I'll buy you whatever the fuck you want while we're at Disney World, Rob.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Watch this son of a bitch pull this
Oh
off.
man, if he pulls this off, yeah.
Like they've agreed to meet us, and Disney's going to let us podcast there, even though Crowley's talk shit about Disney nonstop every time they fucking do something Star Wars related.
Dude, if Rob, were to actually pull this off, I would bow down to his feet. I'm not worthy. That's what I would do. I would do a Wayne's
Perfect.
World on him.
Perfect.
I
that.
wouldn't do that.
You do
I
that.
I would say thank you.
All right, Rob, you got a haiku for us this week?
I do. This one is titled Tub Thumping.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Keep getting knocked down. I get right back up again. Can't keep Mando down.
Oh, wow. Well done.
Yeah, that's
well
perfect.
done.
Thank you. Thank you. I've watched that thing and it's okay. So for those that don't know, I went camping this weekend and I downloaded glamping, whatever. I downloaded it onto my phone and I'm sitting there in my tent watching it. And I'm like, dude, this dude keeps getting his ass knocked down. Piss in the night. Holy shit. There's my haiku. I got to figure this out.
I didn't see him drink a vodka drink or a cider drink. So
yeah, but it came into my head because I was like, man, he keeps getting knocked down and gets back up again. Okay, there it is. That's gold.
Yeah, no, that's probably the funniest thing you've ever said on this podcast, Rob. Like that's podcast gold.
Yeah, see, the problem is when we stop recording, I get funnier.
Yeah,
and we proved that last week when I had a good one, and
I don't know if I agree with that.
No, you said, why can't you say that stuff on the podcast?
Well, sure, there are definitely times where I say that because you say funny things every once in a while, but I don't think you get funnier when we stop recording.
I just need to keep recording constantly.
Like Jason, do you think he's funny? Do you think he's funny?
I think he has moments.
Yeah, every once in a while, like he'll have a nugget in there.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, but old blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again.
I've got 2.
Broken clock's right twice a day.
Yep.
Well, what's the Mando kill count up to this week, Rob?
All right, so this one was a little tougher because I got distracted by all of the Fett kills.
Yeah.
So, best I can figure, he had 9 kills this episode.
Did you double check that? With
I
other
did.
people?
No, I didn't double check it with people, but that is what I saw. There was probably a few more that, like, him shooting and not knowing exactly
Just say
exactly who shot, because him and Ming were standing back to
Just
back.
say you don't know.
Doing their thing.
Just admit you don't know. Say you
so
don't know.
I counted 9 kills, and while I was trying to count the kills, I did notice that the Mandalorian was in his victory pose for quite a while Boba Fett used his knee rockets.
I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, Jason. He was counting these, and he got down to 9, and he went, I only have 1 toe left.
Why would I use my toes first?
Because you're fucking weird, Rob. I don't know. And so that's why. And he's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to say 9.
Oh, because you were holding your phone with one hand and you were counting your toes with the other.
What was I doing with my other hand?
Counting your toes.
Was I?
It was on your fleshlight.
Yep. There it is. Because Ming was on the screen.
Yeah, right. Ming was on the screen. That makes sense.
It does.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that you got to 9. And you're like, fuck, what do I do now? Fuck it. I'll just say 9 and be like, I don't know. Ming messed it up.
So we're up to 51 for this season.
Yeah, we needed somebody else that can actually count, because I don't believe you. I think it's closer to like 70.
Well, at the end of this season, we'll get a trusted source online and we'll compare his numbers with that trusted source and see how far off he is.
Hold on a second. At first, you guys gave me shit for looking online, and now you want to verify me.
100%.
Oh my God.
We just want to prove that you can't count, Rob. Like, I don't know how you didn't see this coming. You were like, "That's such a good idea. Let's do this." And Jason and I are like, well, yeah, this is a great opportunity to shit on Rob. Like, fucking hey, count away, buddy.
Yeah. You guys suck. There's 0 kills from now on. 0 kills. They're all going to be misses.
All right, next week we will be discussing Mandalorian Chapter 15 with no title so far on IMDb, so I don't know what it's going to be called. However,
no title.
It was written and directed by Rick Famuyiwa, whoever the fuck that is. What has he done?
Yeah, what has he done? I've never even heard of that guy.
Rick Famuyiwa has done The Shy, The Lost.
He directed some last year.
Oh, he was producer on those.
Which one did he?
He did Chapter 15, Chapter 6, and Chapter 2. So he did The Prisoner.
Wait, wasn't 6?
And
he did The Prisoner.
Yeah, so that's why he's back. He did The Prisoner.
Oh yeah.
So I guess he just really loves
pick up our guy,
Bill Barr, and that's why he's bringing Bill Barr
look,
back.
I'm off. I love that character. I'm sorry. I know you don't like that. I like him. I like him a lot.
He's a one-dimensional character. He's sarcastic and likes to shoot things. So is
Rob, but you keep him around.
No, Rob's got depth. He also likes fudge rounds.
He's shallow. What do you mean depth?
I got depth. I've also got nunchuck skills.
For fuck's sake.
Oh my God. And on that terrible note, that's all we've got for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Podcrawl music is Jack Mix My Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord. On Twitter at @Sets_podcast. You can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com. If you like the show, God damn it.
How would you
If you would like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon.
As pirate skills.
Did you just say S Parrot?
Pirate.
And make sure to visit Creative Brain Candy for more great shows and other creative works at creativebraincandy.com. For this week, I'm Jason.
Arr, matey. Let's go get us some booty.
Yep, you're an ass parrot.
Yep, ass parrot it is.
We'll talk to you next
week.
week.
Were you not listening to what we were talking about?
He was trying to talk.
Not.
But you said ass parrot. You meant to say pirate, but you came out parrot. No. You are now and forever our ass parrot.
As long as you feed me crackers. And Crackers better not be a dog.
There it is. Podcast gold after we're done recording.
What are you talking about? I'm still recording, dude.
You're lucky I am too. God damn.
Uh-huh.
Ass parrot.